Hi, welcome back to Cosmic Readings. Just waiting for a few people to join and waiting for Liz to come aboard. Hope everyone's doing well. Hi, Adam. Thanks for joining. Hey, Andrew. Hey,
Hey, Steve.
how's it going?
I'm good. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Your screen is a little dark.
Is it?
Yeah.
And hello, everybody that just joined. Okay.
Hi,
If
Lorman. Hi, Mel.
hello,
Hi,
hi,
Linda.
Linda.
I can't
Okay.
see you, Steve. It's like very dark.
Okay, maybe it's your end. Can somebody let us know who they can see? Can they see us both or what?
Hey, Mel. Hi, Colleen. Can Hi, Lindita. I'm gonna message you after, Lindita. Can you guys let us know if you can see both of us? Okay, that's what's weird is that
I can see.
okay, Adam can see us both.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
gonna
Weird.
join. I'm gonna actually
Disconnect
leave
and come back
because
in.
I can see myself and the comments, but I can't see Steve. I'm gonna leave and come right back.
Okay. Hang on, everyone. Liz will be right back. Okay, she's just joining.
Now I can see you.
Yay.
Hey guys. Hi everybody. Hey Steve.
Hey.
Hi Adam.
You're a little
Thank you
bit
guys.
you're a little bit dark. I don't know if you can adjust the lighting a little bit, but
Well, I have my ring light on.
Okay.
Um, but I think I can make it brighter. Let me see here.
There we go.
Is that
Yeah,
brighter?
that's a bit better. Yeah.
Okay. Hi Lindita. Hi Drew. Hi everybody. Thanks to every one of you for joining us for the Cosmic Readings for the Collective this week. This is such a powerful week. We're going to give
Hi,
people a
Lynn.
few minutes to join. Hi, Lynn. We're going to give people a few minutes to join. As people are joining, we just want to welcome everybody here. This is such a powerful day. This is the new moon in Scorpio. And I just brought up this card from one of my astrology oracle decks just because it shows it so well. And this card is talking about working through your fears. So this is really a powerful week where the energy is starting to turn, and it's just, yeah, Adam's saying more people are probably going to join.
Okay.
But the energy is really shifting, Steve. Like, before we get too much into it, we'll let people join.
Yeah.
But the energy is starting to shift for the better, I feel. Scorpio is powerful.
It
How
is
are you feeling the
powerful.
energy?
Hello, the empath healer. Thanks for joining.
How are you feeling the energy, Steve?
So I actually feel a little bit relieved compared to the way I was feeling before.
Yeah.
And I know new moons bring in different things, and I'll let you talk about that. I won't steal your thunder there. But yeah, I do feel better overall. It's my energy level's up. I'm a bit happier than I was before. So something is going in the right direction. Yeah. How
Yeah.
about you?
I totally agreed. Totally in agreement with you. The energies of Scorpio season, of course, death and rebirth, transformation, all of these things that we're going through. It's the darkest time of the year. And this is always the time where we really have to cocoon and we have to face our shadows and we have to really look at how are we self-sabotaging? What are our codependencies? What are our crutches? You know, do we have any limiting beliefs that are coming in? And so Scorpio season, it's kind of like walking that tightrope where it's, you can fall down rabbit holes and and it's so easy with so many things going on in the collective, worldwide, cross-culturally, politically, I mean, all over. But it's one of those things that if you do face your shadow in Scorpio season, and if you do start to make some changes in Scorpio season, you're going to shift and change and really evolve in quite a short period of time. So it's almost like this Scorpio energy of this new moon today. It's very much offering us this fresh energy and a fresh perspective, but we're going to have to sacrifice something or give something up, or we're going to have to make some serious decisions in order to create space to really grow. That's how I would characterize this season. Hi, Amin. Hi, Lena.
Hello, Maria. Hello, Lena. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I know you talk about shadow, and I don't know if people on the live know what shadow is, but I think the simplest way to explain it is if you're in a situation and you're at ease, and then all of a sudden your anger just builds and you're ready to burst because somebody said something, they triggered you. That's your shadow coming out. Okay, so we need to learn how to deal with that and how to heal our, you know, do the shadow work to heal ourselves.
Yeah, whenever we're reactive, and it's just like that knee-jerk response or something like that, you know, we're in our shadow. But the thing about the shadow is it's very elusive, and as the soul evolves, the shadow evolves, right? So we have to be continuously doing our shadow work. But Scorpio season, where we are now, is the time of the year that is traditionally known as the time in the seasons of the cycles of the seasons, where we really have to sit with our shadow and sit with our darkness to see how we're self-sabotaging and then to adjust accordingly. But the whole point is that with shadow work, it never ends. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I've healed that, I've done that. And of course, we've done healing, we've done all kinds of different types of healing, but Scorpio reminds us that the healing never ends, and as the soul evolves, our shadow will be elusive, and it may be operating in a way that is a veil of illusion that we're not aware of.
Yeah.
So shadow work is an ongoing process year-round, all the way around. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Carla. Hello, lady. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining. It's a process it's all year round. It's not just Scorpio season, but Scorpio season can either be, are we going to descend into that darkness? Are we going to get lost in that darkness? Are we going to go into escapism, procrastination, and avoidance, which is so easy to do? And there's so many amazing distractions here in the 3D physical world. Or are we going to do the deep-rooted soul work that is necessary? Because sitting with our darkness and listening to it, you know, that's what Scorpio season is about. Like, how are the limiting beliefs coming in? How something that I thought that I had healed, and maybe I've done some tremendous healing, and that's fantastic, but maybe there's something even deeper, a seed that I haven't yet unearthed yet, and I can heal the roots of that tree on a bit more profound level. So Scorpio season is like, we're either going to descend into that darkness, and it can be that dark night of the soul, which I have seen with some clients, especially coming out of eclipse season.
Yeah.
Or people are really facing their darkness. They're making some serious cuts, some serious decisions in terms of detoxing, leaving relationships or jobs that don't serve them, groups that don't serve them, that they've outgrown, whatever, people, places, things, patterns they've outgrown, and they give up something, or they detox, or sacrifice something, and then all of a sudden they start to raise their vibrational frequency. They start to have a fresh new perspective. So Scorpio season can be actually, it is the death card in tarot, but it actually can be a huge metamorphosis, and it can be the butterfly coming out of the cocoon, but we're going to have to make some serious changes. It's not just going to fall in on us.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling good like you. Like, I've been doing some major detoxing and shedding and organizing and cleansing physically and also in my space. And it's undeniable, the energetic shifts that happen, the alignment, the opportunities, the flow, the ease with the
Yeah.
some of these changes. So Scorpio is this card about working through your fears, facing your shadow. But the thing is facing your shadow, it seems so, even that sounds so elusive. Like, what does that mean? It means at first we have to listen to the inner voice of what is it that I really need to either maybe do in moderation or just cut out for a while and really shut it down to see how does my energy feel if I don't do that anymore or eat that or drink that, or what if I just take a step back? It doesn't have to be forever, but let me say how my energy feels if maybe I just do one thing instead of overwhelming ourselves in Scorpio season.
Yeah.
Just pick one thing. Maybe it's just coffee, or maybe it's just a break from alcohol, or just maybe it's just less TV, less screen time. So whatever it is, right? It can be small. Yeah. It doesn't have to be big.
Yeah. Hi, Beth. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Biff.
I think what we'll do is we'll get started with the cards. What do you think?
Yeah, this is Scorpio season, death and rebirth. We're changing. We are growing. So I'm going to throw it over to Steve. I want to hear your cards for the collective, for everybody, for our cosmic readings. And then I'll add the second layer to Steve's cards.
All right. So again, I'm using the Anna K Tarot. I'll be using this for the entire month. Great deck. It's obviously based off the Rider-Waite-Smith system. Okay, so the first card that I pulled here is the Three of Cups. So if you look at it, let's see, you can see there's three women there. It really is about friendship. It's about collaboration. It's about celebration. So you can see that there's a whole bunch of, it looks like it's a perfect card for like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a lot of abundance here, and it's about celebration. The Cups is an emotional card. It's a water element. So Cups usually represents love of, you know, some form of relationship, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, or partners, or just friendships, and or even coworkers. Okay. The next card that was pulled is the Hermit. And the Hermit here, so you can see, I'm trying to avoid the reflection here. The Hermit, you can see he's staring into the distance and he's by himself. And it really represents a lot of solitude, being alone, soul searching. Okay, it is a major arcana card, which means that this is something that, you know, if we're not experiencing right now at this moment, you're going to experience it very soon. And you're going to need that solitude. Okay, so you'll see once the reading goes by why you'll need it. The next card I pulled is the Two of Wands, but it's in the reverse position. So in the upright position, you can see he's sitting there. He's got the two wands, and there's a bunch of arrows there, up, down, left, right. He's contemplating. This card is really about making a decision, and he's kind of stuck. He doesn't know which direction to go. Okay. In the reverse position, again, it's about being undecisive. Okay. Setting some personal goals, because when it's in the reverse position, you really have to look internally. Okay. And as well as fear of the unknown. Okay. So that is another key word for this card. Now, Wands is a fire card. That's the element, and it's really about creativity. It's about passion. Okay. So when we put all three of the cards together, so what it's trying to tell me, you know, there's a couple messages here, Liz, and I really, you know, really has to do with the new moon and Scorpio and everything that we're feeling right now. So yeah. Your card, the main focus card here is the Hermit, okay? Mm-hmm. Which means that you need to go into solitude. You need to figure out where things are going, because right now you're undecided. You're not sure which path you want to take. And this Hermit is looking this direction towards the Three of Cups. So to me, that, you know, it's kind of signifying, hey, that's where I want to go, but I'm not sure how to get there right now. And so I need to pull back and I need to make a decision. I need to figure out what it is internally, why I can't decide what's going on, what's the block. Okay. And it could be that shadow work that we were talking about, right? So this week is going to be a time where, you know what, go to your bedroom, shut the door, be alone, do some self-care, whether that be taking a bath. And a lot of times, you know, you get those decisions, you get those answers when you're doing this stuff, when it's quiet, okay, when you meditate. And then hopefully with that answer, you'll flip this around, you'll be able to move forward and into your happiness.
Okay? Amazing.
What do you think?
I love this deck so much. It's vibrant, it's bang on.
Yeah.
And both Steve and myself got the Hermit. So 78 cards in the tarot. We're each drawing 3 in totally different locations with totally different decks. That Hermit right in the center is exactly what we need to be doing. We have this very powerful new moon in Scorpio today that we've been speaking on. This is the Scorpion. This is the Phoenix. This is also the Eagle, the 3 animal totems of Scorpio. So the Hermit is this grounding Virgo earth energy, right dead in the center of Steve's reading, that is saying to move through this transformation and not get lost in the darkness and kind of the depths of Scorpio and losing yourself on this journey. The Hermit's like, I've got you. You can get to the precipice of this mountain in your life right now, whatever you're struggling with, but you've got to do exactly what Steve is saying. You've got to take that time, step back from the screens, step back and look at what you're consuming, and really take that time in solitude, introspection, meditation, take the salt bath, like Steve said, so that that 2 of Wands can come up right and we actually know, oh, I actually see where I want to go. But we first have to really go into the internal world with that Hermit card. And that reverberates in my reading because I got the Hermit. So Steve and I were really aligned this week with the central card of the Hermit. And that 2 of Wands, then we have that fire. And I suspect that fire is going to hit around the corner when Sagittarius season starts. Because that's when we're the Archer, where we've got Jupiter coming in, abundance, career, focus, more opportunities in business and enterprise, more networking, the right alignment of people that we want to co-create with in business that's natural, organic, and easy, and it's just easy alignment without pushing. I believe that 2 of yours may come up right by Sagittarius season. And so that Hermit is helping us to say, take a step back, it's a new moon, really sit with your intentions here before you set that 2 of Wands in motion. And the 3 is such a beautiful card of like the harvest. We just had Diwali, the Festival of Lights, yesterday in our family. And so this is, again, and of course, American Thanksgiving on the other side. So, I mean, this is the 3 women coming together, representative of Maiden, Mother, Crone as well. The 3 cycles of, you know, of divine femininity, different stages of life, and how the intentions of our new moon in Scorpio is going to shift depending on where you are in your unique life. It's going to be different depending on you. Your reading is bang on, Steve, because then we also, in this contemplation with the Hermit, we're like, which relationships, who is in our throne room of that 3? Who do I feel that I can be my true self with? Who do I feel holds space for me? Who lifts me up? Who celebrates my wins as if they were their own? And likewise, we do that for them in reciprocity. Hi, Josie. So, like, the Hermit is the key to the goals, the career, the fire, the zest, the energy alignment. But the Hermit in your reading is also showing us that we are looking at relationships and really looking at who is coming with us for this next stage. But the Hermit, this is one of my favorite Hermit cards that I've seen.
Oh, I love it. It's beautiful.
It's a really, really beautiful deck. Yeah. And look at him. He's really thinking about who is coming with me and who is in my throne room and who really has my back. Yeah. Because we can love a lot of people, but just because we love somebody, it doesn't mean we're in alignment. And sometimes we have to let go of people because we've outgrown them. Yeah. Right? 100%. And so that part, right? So, yeah. And that can be romantically, it could be friends, it could be colleagues, it could be career, it could be a whole job shift, it could be a business shift. And it could be going back to school.
That's where the card comes in, right? There's a decision that needs to be made.
Big time. Your cards to me are very complex. because they're going in many different directions at once.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. I'm just going to add a second layer. Obviously, I got the Hermit too. I am using the Hermetic Tarot. I wanted to go a little dark because it's Scorpio. It's a new moon in Scorpio. This is a really great deck. There's a lot in here if you get the book. This was gifted to me by an amazing person a long time ago, and I use it, but only at certain times of the year. And this would be one of those times. And it's always bang on. So the cosmic readings for the collective that I have, Steve, for an extra layer, I received the Ten of Swords.
Yeah.
Followed by the Sun, followed by the Hermit to join Steve's Hermit. These are a little tricky because they're black and white cards, but they have so much in here if you ever get this deck. So the Ten of Swords is really interesting because we're getting a Ten of Swords on a new moon in Scorpio. And so the Ten of Swords is, of course, we're ending the cycle. And of course, the Hermit is a 9. I got a Hermit, and also Steve got the Hermit. So we're ending, even though this is a new moon, it's before we set these new moon intentions of Scorpio, what are we ending? Let's just have a blank slate in all major life areas. Blank slate, what are we leaving behind? Or what projects are we like, yeah, that was an idea, but it's not something I'm going to invest in now. My time, my money, my energy, my resources. It's okay to have a lot of ideas, but Scorpio is about change through specific intentions, and don't overwhelm yourself with too many goals or too many intentions. So the Ten of Swords is really interesting because the Ten of Swords is talking about the fact that we're coming to the end of a cycle, and traditionally the Ten of Swords is very much, gentleman on the battlefield with 10 swords in the back, which is really representing like sometimes we have to hit rock bottom in Scorpio season and face our shadow and our darkness and really look at ourselves in the mirror and say, how am I self-sabotaging? I don't want to do this anymore. Or else it's just going around and around and around. We're in cyclical patterns and we're never catching our tail and we're never really making the changes and we're never going to get to where we want to be. Adam is saying, how does it feel if we want to speak up? It matters this week of this month. How does it feel if we want to speak up? How does it feel? I think that's going to differ depending on the person, the unique situation. But I do think, Adam, I'm an air sign, I'm a Libra. Adam is Aquarius, which is the water bearer, but also an air sign. And so for Adam, you are very creative and you're very expressive. And so, yes, it is a sensitive time. We're in water. This is a very sensitive time with Scorpio. The dreams are popping off. Our intuitive abilities are very heightened right now. The veil is still very thin right now. And our darkness is going to be triggered and our shadow is going to be triggered. We may feel reactive at this time of the year. So you should definitely speak up. You should soothe your words with peace. And for me, Adam, I think that if you do start to speak your truth, but in a calm manner, and also if you pick your time to have these difficult conversations that the Ten of Swords is bringing up, because swords is communication and throat chakra. So it's like some of us are feeling this hitting rock bottom. It's going to feel different for everybody when they communicate, but this is definitely the time to have the courage to speak your truth, Adam. And I hope that helps. So the Ten of Swords is a very powerful card that is saying you may feel depleted, you may feel drained, you may feel like you've hit that bottom and you're like, I'm at the end of the road. I don't want to keep doing this to myself, either my own patterns, my own self-sabotage. I don't want to continue in this job or this relationship or this business, or this is just the end of the road for me. But guess what? The good thing with the Ten of Swords is knowing who is in your corner, knowing who you can trust, knowing who's on your side, knowing who can be your confidant, which is very few. There should be very few people in your throne room. If there's more than 3, it's overcrowded. And like for me, mine is my girlfriend, my close girlfriend, my husband, and my cat. Those are the throne room. They know what's going on every day, right? And so if there's more than that, you can be close to many. You can be close to many other people, but the throne room is reserved for the select few. The Ten of Swords is saying there's going to have to be some cuts this week that we're going to be removing debris. We're going to be realizing this isn't working. And so we need to take a step back to find a new pathway. But the Ten of Swords doesn't necessarily mean it's over. And a lot of tarot readers read this card incorrectly. If they see it in a reading, they make a mistake and they will tell clients your relationship is over. That is not necessarily the case. I have had many people that in a relationship reading, they come to me if they're in a bad place and they get the Ten of Swords, and we talk about ways that we could find that ace. How could we potentially find the ace? How could we cultivate the ace? Is the ace a possible timeline? Of course it's a possible timeline, but both parties have to do the work. So with a tricky card like this to start off this week, it's saying we've got to have truthful conversations in our friendships, our families, in difficult relationships, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's over. It could mean that it's going to evolve, transform, transmute, and you may reach a higher timeline with the same person. So it's not necessarily that it's over and done for good. We're not going to jump to conclusions this week, and we're not going to do anything that is, you know what I mean, Steve? We're not going to do something that is drastic without thinking it through.
The way I look at that 10, the way you're describing it to me is perfect, because the way I look at it is, you use the example of a relationship, but it's not that the relationship is over, but maybe the topic you guys have been discussing or fighting with, that could be done. And you could be moving on to the next stage of your relationship. So it's not that the relationship is over. It's exactly what you described.
And also we go through, it's Scorpio, we go through death and rebirth on our own. We're going in relationship, whether it's family, friendship, romantic, we're going to go through cycles together of death and rebirth. And space is not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes we have to hit that rock bottom before we find the new timeline, if both people are willing to do the work. So the 10 needs some explanation, because it doesn't mean a definite negative. But what's interesting is it illuminates into the sun, guys. So all of a sudden, this week that started off like this heavy energy, the sun starts to illuminate out of the darkness. Why? Because you listened to the Ten of Swords and you faced your shadow and you had some difficult conversations and you were like, who is really in my corner and who's trustworthy? And the sun comes out, wow. So now all of a sudden in the cosmic readings for the collective, it's so interesting that you got that Three of Cups, because at the bottom of this card, it's like two divine feminine figures with all these flowers around and they're dancing under the sun. So look at that. So there's all this illumination. We're seeing the soul come out, the light come out, casting the way forward for our lives. Like it's this week, a lot can transform, guys, and evolve in a very short period of time if you face your shadow. And then the last card that I got after the sun was the Hermit. And the Hermit is everything that we've already talked about in Steve's reading. But really the key to my 3 cards is the Ten of Swords. We got to really, really face this. Then the sun is going to reward us because we've given something up. We've sacrificed something. We've let something go. We faced our shadow. We've had a series of difficult conversations or taken space, whatever needs to get done. The sun comes out. We see things differently. And then the Hermit aligns. And the Hermit is saying, wow, now I have to integrate these changes. I have to integrate these new energies. I'm comfortable in my own skin. How do you feel about my card, Steve?
Oh, I love it. The fact that you got 2 major arcana cards there is quite powerful, because they're the minority in the deck. Comes to all 78 cards. Now, I look at that 10 of Swords, and usually the major arcana are the ones that are the dominant cards. But you hit it dead on as well. The 10 of Swords is, to me, the important card here, because if you think about the original deck, you've got the person there and you've got 10 swords in their back. Yeah. And to me, it's signifying a slap right across the face. Yeah. You were just hit with a whole lot of truth. Yeah. Okay. And you've become like even mentally fatigued for that matter. So it's time for that, whatever you're going through, it's time for that to end. And when that ends, you're going to get the sun, which is super powerful. Yeah. Because the sun, if you stay in it too long, you can get burnt. So the sun is really, it's a lot of energy to deal with. And then you have, following that, you've got the Hermit. So to me, the Hermit in this reading is saying, you know what? It almost feels like it should be between the two,
I
in the
know.
sense,
It's true.
yeah. So, you know, it should be like, okay, you just did the Ten of Swords, you cut it all out, then you're going to recoup with the Hermit, and then the Sun, the energy comes out that way.
Yeah, and
So you know,
it's interesting that you say that, because I thought that exact thing when I looked at the cards to the collective. I was like, oh, these two should be in a different order. But then the funniest thing is, I thought once we work through that Ten of Swords and we have the illumination that comes through with the Sun, like then we get to the top of that mountain with the Hermit.
yeah,
And when we get to the top of the mountain with that Hermit, we just we've come to a precipice in our lives where we've surpassed so many challenges. We've gotten to this next level of our evolution, of our energy. And when we get there, we never have to go back and reclimb that mountain. And we
yeah,
sit there and we integrate these lessons and these energies. So what's interesting is the Ten of Swords, you know, this is having some hard truths come to the surface and making some cuts, but it's also like knowing who really has your back. Like I always think of
yeah,
that, because maybe some people, do you think they're trustworthy? They may not, they may or may not be. And these are things that we have to ask ourselves with the Ten of Swords, because there's a lot of conversations happening
yeah,
in other forums that we may not be fully aware of. But energy never lies, and energy will always come out, and the Sun will always come out. The Sun will always rise,
yeah,
right? And it will always illuminate the darkness, and the truth is going to come out at some point. So this is a week to really harness our truth and our power, and to speak our truth, like Adam, and we were speaking of that, having a series of conversations and taking your space with the Hermit this week is key to integration.
yep.
Very powerful reading this week,
I
Steve.
agree, 100%. And we're pretty much aligned, like dead on.
Yeah, when I got the Hermit, I was like, oh my gosh, we both got the Hermit, 78 cards. We both got the Hermit. We're only pulling 3 each.
Yeah,
And it flew out as my last card. It was Steve's middle card. So the Hermit is here. It's 9. It's completion. It's a cycle. This new moon in Scorpio is, wow, on the other side of this, by the time we get to Sagittarius, we're going to, we could potentially be at a totally different timeline
yeah,
and a totally different frequency and vibration. And people that I see changing, clients, colleagues, friends, all kinds of people around me in the community, people are changing and waking up and making drastic changes in their lives for the better now. And I'm seeing it, and it's like dominoes falling, and it's happening in all of my, I'm seeing it in many, I'm observing it in many different forums from different walks of life, totally different people. So
yeah.
that's exciting to witness the Sun kind of coming out in Scorpio season when it's the darkest time of the year. I didn't expect the Sun to come out today
Yeah,
for this.
but hey, it's there.
And in Toronto, the Sun actually was
It
out
was
today. It was like 14.
today. Yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
All
Thanks,
right.
Steve. I love our cards. I'm going to throw it over to you to talk about the crystal of the week.
Okay. So the crystal both Liz and I chose for this week is very common. You can find it pretty much anywhere, and it is carnelian. So I'll just show you a couple of samples here. So this is the raw form. Okay. Then we've got the polished. And the other thing about carnelian is you can also find it with the white stripes. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's different shades of orange and so on. So carnelian really reflects your sacral chakra, which is about creativity, it's passion, it's fire, warmth, it's your sexual energy center. And you know, the reason why it relates to this reading here is because it helps us focus. It helps us overcome these obstacles that we're going through right now. And it helps in clearing our mind and making that decision that needs to be made with that 2 of Wands that I pulled in the upside down position. And it also really reflects the 3 of Cups for me, because it is all about celebration, warmth, passion. What about you, Liz?
Yeah, I have a piece here of carnelian. I love your pieces. I love that you showed the raw piece. That was really cool, just for comparison.
Yep.
This piece has healed a lot of people. It's so interesting. It almost looks like, it's hard to see, but it almost looks like there's like roots of a tree moving through it. This crystal is extremely powerful. I really like this piece because it's flat. So if you're meditating, you can put this right on
Yep.
your sacral, it right below your belly button. This is fantastic for healing the womb, healing our wounds as creators. Is it a resin? No,
No.
no, it's a crystal. It's a crystal atom. Yeah. So I'll show you this piece in person so that you can see it up close. It's kind of hard to see it on here.
Yeah.
But
What's the resin is amber.
yeah, amber is. I like amber too.
Yeah, amber.
But when you put this right on your sacral, it will start to balance your creative life force energies. This is your life force energy, like Steve was saying, sexual energies, but it's our creative energies. Whether that's creating new life, whether that's creating a book, a piece of art, anything creative, it's going to help us to heal the wounds, our creator wounds, our sexual wounds, and give us energy. It's all about, and it reminds me of the sun card that I got,
Yep.
right? And because it's the sun, it's red, it's grounding with the root, so it's going to help the root and the sacral and the navel. So it's kind of hitting those lower chakras to help us stay grounded as well and vibrant and energized in
Yep.
Scorpio season when we're moving through some of these heavy things and we're facing different aspects. This is a really powerful crystal. So when I do work on people and use crystal grids, this crystal is with me. And just, again, if you get a flat piece, you can put it right on and you can do like a lay down meditation or hold it, or, I mean, this is one I'll have my whole life. I'll never leave this one. It's been with me a long time. Carnelian's fantastic and great for if you're feeling if you're feeling a lack of energy. It's going to help to maybe reinvigorate you and give you ideas for creative projects, whether that's writing or painting, sketching, drawing, dancing, whatever. Even carrying your purse or wearing it as a piece of jewelry. This was Steve's pick. I think this was a fantastic pick for this week.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And the last part is a free reading for somebody. So if there is anyone that is on the line that wants a reading, just put a comment in of some sort to let us know that you want one. And then we will go from there. And also, you talked about the new moon, Liz, and what about the Stargate portal, the 11/11?
Oh, okay, so 11/11, Remembrance Day, it was Saturday, right before Diwali, which is, of course, the illumination, the sun, all the stuff, vibrancy, which was yesterday, the Festival of Lights, the triumph of light over darkness. So the 11/11 portal really moved into Diwali this year, which was very powerful. Saturday was huge gateway, huge portal for abundance, for manifestation, and for really making wishes coming true and aligning with those wishes. But again, it's not wishful thinking. It's actually looking at, what do I wish for myself, the major life areas of my life, what do I actually want to create? And I'm going to have to let go of certain dependencies or crutches if I'm actually going to start to see the changes that I want. So the 11/11 portal was very potent, high vibrational, very positive, very powerful. And I spent a lot of time that day in solitude doing different things. Very good for divination and very great for setting intentions preemptively before this new moon in Scorpio that's today.
Yeah.
So again, if you haven't, you can still work with this energy.
Yeah.
It's the new moon in Scorpio. The portal is very much open. And so if you haven't done any work, you can review your major life areas, or you can even do just a quick little a list of 11 statements of things that you want to usher in, that you want to claim, and that you want to call in. You can write it down in full sentences, short form, affirmative statements. You can write to the universe directly, just speak to God or the divine directly, whatever you want to call it, oneness source. And you can even do something and you can put it away for a year and then next year read it. You know, there's so many different things that you can do. Have fun with this new moon in Scorpio, but this portal, very powerful for manifestation. How did you feel the energies?
Oh, it was strong. That's when everything started shifting for me. That's when I started to go, that happiness started to go up, and I felt more relieved. That was the day.
Yeah, that was the day. I totally agree. And again, like a lot of people, they see 1111 on, you know, they're like, oh, 1111, make a wish. And I always do that. 1111 or 111. It is such powerful numbers of that portal opening for our potential, and that we actually can change everything in an instant if we decide that we want to. And if that's overwhelming, start small and pick one thing. Just pick one thing. And but sometimes it is when everything changes, change everything. Sometimes it's like the dominoes fall and you are ready, and one leads to the next, leads to the next, leads to the next, and it's effortless and it's easy. But in Scorpio season, be gentle with yourselves. If you're feeling that heaviness, just pick one thing and simplify it. And I think that's a way forward.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so just to let everyone know that both Liz and I do tarot readings, we do healing sessions, Reiki, crystal healing, and a whole slew of other things. So just contact us if you really are interested in having a session. Anything else you want to add, Liz?
No, I just want to thank everyone for joining us for the Cosmic Readings for the Collective. For Steve and myself, we love doing this for everyone. We cherish everyone in Sacred Community. Thank you for watching us on the live and the replay. We'll be here next week at 9 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, just reach out to us if you have any questions. If you need any support, we're here for you in Sacred Community. And I hope everyone has a great new moon. Have a great week.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.